Good afternoon, and welcome to the first PACE Believing in Girls Luncheon. I am Marianne Allen, and on behalf of my co-chair, Chris Whitaker, and myself, we want to personally welcome each and every one of you today. We promise that this very first and sold-out luncheon will, I know, we're really happy about that, for this great organization, will be something that you take and get educated more about PACE Center for Girls here in Manatee County. But more importantly, we are positive you're going to be moved by what we have in store for you over the next hour. And if that is not a joyous enough reason to be here today, we are also celebrating our executive director's 20th anniversary, the one that's running around here, Amy Wick Mavis.
Good afternoon. I would like to invite you all to continue to eat and enjoy the fabulous lunch that we have. Thank you so much for coming and sharing this time today with our PACE girls. My name is Amy Wick Mavis, and I have been the executive director at PACE Center for Girls in Manatee County for 20 years. In 1995, I attended PACE's 10th year anniversary celebration. I was 29 years old, and I had worked at PACE for less than a month. There were only 7 centers at that time, and I distinctly remember 2 things from that event. One, I was worried that I didn't have a PACE t-shirt, which is really funny because at PACE, we get a new t-shirt for everything, and today I have a whole wardrobe full of them. And the second thing is this. I met a woman who worked at PACE Leon. I asked her what she did, and she said, "I change lives." Her response has shaped my 20 years at PACE. I have had the honor to watch girls transform before my eyes. Every girl here today, whether 12 years old or 34 years old, I have watched her walk through the doors of PACE for the first time, ready to begin her journey. What I did not know in 1995, but have come to understand, is how much the PACE girls would change my life. They have taught me lessons on persistence that are unparalleled. Most PACE girls are at least 2 years behind in school. The enormity of that mountain to climb cannot be understated. Dropping out of school is a very real option. In fact, we know that children who are 2 years behind in school, 90% of them do indeed drop out. Yet, each PACE girl makes the voluntary decision to come to PACE and chip away at that mountain. That may mean taking 2 to 3 buses to and from school every day. It certainly means acknowledging the learning gaps and additional steps needed to even begin to get back on track. Class by class, day by day, credit by credit, our girls persist in their schoolwork in spite of the obstacles in front of them. Next to the word brave in the dictionary should be a picture of a PACE girl. I have watched girls face challenges that would leave most adults I know shattered. The realities of violence and sexual exploitation exist within our community. Fear can leave our girls silent, invisible to the world. At PACE, we want each girl to find a safe and loving environment where she can heal and grow, empowering her to use her voice, speak her truth, and change the course of her life. The reality that we have 40 current and former PACE girls here today to share their stories with you their own words on the table, eager for each of you to know who Pace girls really are. Brave. Our Pace girls know that hope is not pixie dust, and a program for girls means we don't paint our walls pink. Our girls put their hope in Pace, that we will see that their behavior is a direct response to life's challenges, that we will understand that yelling and screaming is a cry to really hear what they are saying, that being absent from school doesn't mean they're lazy or do not care. Often it means that they have important family responsibilities or are too anxious or depressed to face the day. Hope that Pace will believe in each one of them until they are fully able to believe in themselves. It's 20 years later. I am now the mother of a teenage daughter. She has hopes and dreams, and I want the world for her. Shouldn't every Pace girl have the same opportunities as the girls that we all hold in our hearts? Pace believes so, and we hope that you do too. Thank you. So now we have a very special presentation. I've talked about the girls finding their voice and learning to share their true self and their truth. So today we have 5 girls who are going to share a project that they created themselves. All these words are their words, together with their classmates who are here today, so that they could share with you who a Pace girl really is. I also want to acknowledge Miss Lavana Gregory and Miss Danielle Green, who have worked tirelessly with these young ladies to do this presentation for you.
Assumptions and stereotypes.
Troubled,
Pregnant,
Gay.
drugs,
Gangs.
lazy,
rude,
worthless,
Or just crazy.
all the common stereotypes or assumptions
that are placed on being a Pace girl. It doesn't define who we are.
Have you ever skipped school?
Yeah, I cut class, hung out, smoked, whatever. Then my grades went to hell. Have you ever made a bad choice?
Yeah. I got into fights and got suspended from school. Have you ever got into trouble?
Yeah, I walked out of school and stole one of my teacher's cars. Have you ever struggled in school?
Yeah, I struggled in school. I talked to my friends and I never paid attention in class because I was too shy to ask for help.
It doesn't define who we are as Pace girls.
What do you know about me?
My struggles,
My life.
We all have a story,
Some are the same.
and some are different.
but our stories connect us all to one another as Pace girls.
So take a walk in our shoes.
You'll see.
It is not easy to be
Judged,
Misunderstood.
ignored,
Invisible,
labeled,
lost.
Confused about life.
Have you ever felt
scared,
alone,
sad,
Angry.
lost, or no direction?
lack of guidance in your life.
Our truth as Pace girls. It feels good to have a place where I can
Get an education where there are smaller classrooms and I'm able to catch up on my work.
Get help, whether it be with my work, financially, or even helping myself to some free food. Pace is there.
support, able to talk to my counselor when I am sad, angry, or having a bad day.
Feel safe and have my counselor come to my home, check on me, and make sure I'm okay.
Learn to find my voice. Learn to advocate for myself and ask for what I need at home and at school.
And teach me to love myself by being different and have better choices for my future.
It feels good to have a place where
people understand me.
listen.
Give me the opportunity for a second chance.
It feels good to be
understood.
accepted.
Have a voice.
Get on track in my classes.
As a PACE girl, I feel
Confident.
strong.
Brave.
Positive.
But most important,
We feel valued.
So today, on top of having our current PACE girls here to share their truth with you, it has been an amazing gift to also have our former PACE girls here to share their success, to show what an investment in PACE and what PACE has done for them. Today, it is my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Leah Patton. Most of you know, if you've heard me, I am very anti-social media. But one of the great benefits of social media is that I've been able to reconnect, and it's so much easier to find our PACE girls now and really hear their success stories. So Leah's going to get no introduction from me because her words are going to speak for themselves.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, that, what you just saw, is a perfect example of what PACE girls are about and continue to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying thank you very much for coming to today's luncheon. It is a privilege to be here. I hope a lot of you have had the chance to meet with our current and our former PACE girls, as they are wonderful. And I have spoken with many of you, whether it be here or the girls' night outs, in the environment of our daily lives. But I want to tell you a little bit about myself if you don't know me. My name is Leah. I graduated from Manatee High School in 2003, went into the military, and went into college at University of Tennessee. I then came home and graduated from MTI with my practical nursing license. With that, over the last 5 years, I have had the honor to work as a critical care nurse in the emergency department at Blake, and now as an urgent care nurse at Pinnacle. I recently returned to Galen to get my bachelor's of nursing, and I am the mother of a beautiful 7-year-old daughter, and in January, we'll be marrying my soulmate. But did I mention to you, I am a PACE girl? Now, let me tell you a little bit about my past in brief. If my future was something that you would have had the opportunity to bet on then, I can guarantee you, you wouldn't have. May have been one or two of you with a sweet little heart out there, but majority of you wouldn't have done that. So let me explain to you why. Around 5 years old, I had went through some unfortunate things in life that placed me into the system. I bounced around from foster care to foster care, shelter to shelter, and was even almost adopted, but I wasn't right, so I was put back. As you can imagine, that led to a lot of feelings of abandonment and hurt. The following years continued. I felt like nothing but failures. But when I was 10, I was finally adopted by such an amazing family. I had a real family now. I lived in Northwest Bradenton. I was a member of the country club. I was learning to have some couth. And then I was very good in the community. We did a lot of events. But unfortunately, the traumas and things that I had experienced in my life didn't go away just because I had been adopted. So as you can imagine, high school came around, and it can be a very cruel environment. And to me, it's exactly what it was. I didn't have the relationships and the bonds with others that students have going to schools together and developing together, so I didn't fit in very well. I went through problems, suspensions, skipping school, getting in trouble, and ultimately, I was expelled from school. And here I was, not knowing what was with my future yet again. My parents did the best that they could do, but there's only so much that they could do. Then my dad found PACE. I have to admit, coming from a school of like 500 in your class, like overall class, and then 40 even in your one class, PACE was extremely intimidating. There's about 10 girls to 12 girls per class, and eyes are always on you. No matter where you go, they're watching you. And it was very intimidating. But then I started to realize that actually was a very good thing because eyes were always on me. And because of that, I started to become aware of my actions. I started to realize how I was behaving and what I was doing. Miss Randy, along with many others, Miss Sutherland, Miss Wick, they taught me self-control. They taught me how to be accountable for my actions. They allowed me to realize my full potential, that I had it, and what I needed to do to achieve it. I was never good in school, and like some of the situations with girls here, we fall behind, and when we do, it becomes an extreme struggle. But I did play sports, and I made this minimal grade that I had to be able to still play them, but I did. I never applied myself scholastically, and because of that, I wasn't anywhere near where I needed to be. So the staff and the teachers at PACE worked with me diligently and effortlessly, and even one-on-one when I needed it the most. They taught me the skills that I had but never knew it, and they taught me how to succeed. They taught me to focus, they taught me to think, they taught me even how to do math. And finally, I was a student, and a good one in that. And because of that, I was fortunate enough that I was able to mainstream back into my high school to graduate with my original class. Now I want you to take a second and think about this. Had I not told you my successes and what had happened to me now, what would your initial thought have been? What would you have thought about me? Where would I have been if I hadn't had PACE? Would I have been a high school dropout? Would I have been pregnant? Would I have a record? Would I be in jail? No one knows, and I can tell you right now, I really don't want to think about that. PACE gave me a second chance. They gave me the opportunity to change my life in a way that I never knew that I could, but I did. 14 years ago, when I was at PACE, people like you invested in PACE, which in turn invested in me and my future. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that I can count on you to make a donation to PACE and invest in the future of the PACE girls that are here in this room. Give them the chance, that was given to me. There are many former PACE girls and current PACE girls in here today because we always know that once a PACE girl, always a PACE girl. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all that you have done, and I hope that you continue to do for PACE girls.
Look, there's not much more Chris and I can add to it today. Just if you can find it in your heart, if you were inspired by what you saw today, please consider a donation to PACE. Because whatever you donate may not make a big difference in your life, but it sure as heck would for one of these girls. So thank you for coming. We are so grateful. We hope you had a wonderful afternoon, and have a great week. Bye-bye. I've been involved with PACE Center for Girls for quite a few years, and I just think this is one of the most wonderful organizations in Manatee County. There is just no way you cannot meet these girls, hear their stories, and not be inspired.
Well, I've just started volunteering here and helping. I'm very excited. I have two daughters myself that are in their 20s that ironically turned out very well, and I think I want to help with the girls that have some issues, and I think this is a great organization to help out with.
I think education is everything. If anybody is going to advance in life, I believe education is the way to do that. And these girls are smart, and we just wanted to provide them with that education to get them forward in life.
They care. I mean, they asked us to sell 30 tables, and I said, well, how many tables could fit in this room? They said 40, and we sold 40. So and we actually had to turn away some people because they couldn't fit in this room. So maybe next year we'll get a bigger room.
And that is the goal. That is. Listen to these girls' stories, hear it, see what they have to do every day to get here, to show up, just to be present, and that's all you need to do. See what these girls do and support it.
Help as much as you can. I mean, these girls need help, and they're really pretty, smiling girls over here. It makes me happy that they're excited to be here as well. So, yep. Every event for this PACE Center for Girls should be well attended, and I think it's a great organization. Like I said,
get involved, get educated, and get involved.
PACE Girls rock!
It's fantastic. There's such great community support here in Bradenton, and it's so wonderful to see everyone come out and support the girls. Well, it's in this community, but also across the state and across our nation. Girls have a very different pathway into the juvenile justice system than boys, and it's really a pathway that oftentimes is paved with histories of abuse and neglect, and a lot of times that trauma then drives some of the behaviors that are resulting in school failure. So it's very important that we're able to really understand what's driving the behaviors, so that we can help the girls turn their lives around and get back on a track to success. Well, we have 9 values and guiding principles that we operate under, and they're operationalized for all our girls. But at the heart of really what we do and the heart of our mission is that we provide hope and opportunity to all girls, and we believe that every girl has the opportunity and deserves the opportunity to find her voice, achieve her potential, and live a life that's defined by responsibility, dignity, serenity, and grace. A critical part of our operating model is that we are a public-private partnership, so that their public side, which is really the support from the school district as an alternative school of the district, a support as a prevention program through the Department of Juvenile Justice, but as importantly is that community support in which we really rely on the community to help navigate all of the different systems within the community, as well as the advocacy for girls and the fundraising, which is a critical component of continuing to keep our doors open. Oh, correct. We have some fabulous supporters here today, and you can see with the turnout, with the sponsors like United Health, Anna Maria Oyster Bar. I mean, these are wonderful community partners that have continued to engage with us over many years. I think it's critical that we understand how important it is to believe in girls. And what that means is to really lovingly wrap our arms around them and become the family for them that many of them may not have or may never have had. And how critical that is to really helping turn girls' lives around. You can see it in the success rate, but you can see it also in our alumni, many of who are here today, that these are young women who go on to become the future mothers, the future community leaders, and the future workforce of not only this community, but this state and ultimately our nation. Makes me proud of the community, but it also really makes me proud of the leadership that we've seen through Amy Wick Mavis over so many years, that she really truly is a phenomenal leader who has done so much to engage this community in rallying around girls and becoming part of that PACE family.
I actually had gotten into a little bit of trouble when I was younger and was pulled from my school, and my father fortunately found PACE Center for Girls, which I was accepted into, and thanks to PACE, I was given a second chance, not with my education, but also with my future. The staff and the teachers were absolutely amazing. They were very good at working with you one-on-one and giving you the extra time that you needed, especially if you're not as well in scholastic area as you should have probably been. PACE gives girls a second chance. It gives them a chance to fulfill their dreams, fulfill their future, get where they need to be with school, get them grounded. I would do it. I would definitely meet with a representative or a staff member from PACE, get interviewed, get into the program, allow them to make a difference in their lives. I do. I give a little bit about my past and my history and where I am today to kind of give a little bit of a boost of motivation to show that there is a second chance and that we do have a future.
PACE is a very good organization because it changes a whole lot about you, not only about you, but about your education and your well-being. It makes you realize something that you never realized that you could be or you could accomplish.
I believe PACE is a great organization because it takes girls from being maybe like not so themselves and so behind or something wrong, and it turns us into like beautiful butterflies so we can just sprout out and do what we need to.
It really gives us an opportunity to change. I feel like this program allows us to express ourselves in ways that maybe other schools couldn't allow us to. So I have a lot of respect for PACE. They saved my life, yeah.
I would say they should get more in depth with PACE and they should be more in tune with it. Maybe they should consider coming out and actually taking a look at it, because people say a lot of different things, but it's nothing like seeing it and hearing it and knowing it for yourself. But PACE really helps a lot. It changed my life for the good. Like,
I would say definitely come take a look around Pace and get to know the girls before you can judge how everything is. You hear a lot of different things about Pace, and for you just to personally connect with everything and everybody is definitely something that the community should do.
Similar to what they said, don't judge us. Really, come get to know us. We're not bad kids. We all have a story. We all come from different backgrounds, and really give us a chance to show you who we are, because we're not that bad.
When you can make a difference in a girl's life, you make a difference in an entire family's life. Because from helping her at the beginning of her future, her career, that will impact her kids, her husband, and all the future generations.
Well, I think, as Amanda said, it's important to help mold the lives and the futures of these young girls that may not have opportunities that others have, and these young girls, just like anyone else, are the future of our community, and helping them out, it's very rewarding.
We're totally blown away by how many people have come out to support Pace, and it just shows what a great community we live in, what a fabulous, welcoming, generous community we live in.
Oh, it's very important. I mean, it's obviously we want them to get a high-quality education, but we want them to be well-rounded and mature and successful people in life, and that's where that part comes in.
Oh my, one thing? There's so many important things. Just to be able to make a difference in somebody's life, give them a future, there's nothing, you can't ask for anything more.
What about you? I was going to say exactly the same thing. I mean, helping mold these girls' futures and helping them to mature and grow up to be very successful women and be the future leaders of our community.